Air India flight AI-17's crash on 12th of June has exposed a series of alarming facts. Did you know that just 3 months before this disaster, the Dreamliner's right engine was replaced? And now that very engine of this aircraft is under the microscope as investigators work to understand how both the engine power plants failed almost simultaneously. As per a Times of India report, the ground handling staff at Ahmedabad's SVPI airport is now under the needle of suspicion. They have been formally questioned, their mobile phones have been seized, and hours of tarmac CCTV footage is also being reviewed. And you will be shocked to know what comes next. This incident that was so far treated as a mere accident is now also being investigated as a conspiracy as per this report. And sabotage has not been ruled out. In fact, authorities want to uncover if there was any deliberate or accidental breach in safety protocol. Leading the probe is India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau or AAIB with technical support from the United States National Transportation Safety Board, the Federal Aviation Administration and the United Kingdom Civil Aviation Authority. The Ahmedabad police is also helping in the probe, and there are parallel inquiries by the DGCA, and Air India's own safety teams are also combing through maintenance logs and crew procedures. Now, wreckage analysis is also being done. Engine components and flight control parts have been sealed in a moisture-proof container to preserve evidence ahead of the lab testing of these components. And all the experts say that in modern aviation, dual engine failure after takeoff is virtually unprecedented. In fact, aircrafts are designed to climb safely on a single engine as well. The main focus of this investigation now is to find out if this disaster was caused by a manufacturing defect, a mistake during installation, or poor testing after parts were swapped. In fact, bird encounter is also not being ruled out. One small positive ray of hope is that Air India and Tata Sons have declared compensations on day one itself, but now there is a very real and practical concern over how soon the victims' families will get the money that they have been promised. Tata Sons has announced 1 crore for each deceased passenger, and Air India is paying an interim 25 lakh rupees to every victim's family. And guess what? Even the lone survivor, Vishwas Kumar, is going to get it all. Yes, even though he survived with just a few minor bruises, he will get all that money. So the memes mocking him for messing out on the moolah can take rest. Vishwas Kumar is all set to get richer by at least 1 crore 25 lakhs without any tax cuts as per our research. Our research also tells us that these ex gratia payments will be disbursed in full without any TDS or other tax deductions. As Indian tax law fully exempts death-related compensations, families and the survivor will receive 100% of these amounts once legal heirship and nominee documentation are verified. Typically within 15 to 30 days it should happen. Sounds very unbelievable, right? But that's the least the Tata Group can do now without internal red tape and ensure that the corrupt babus in the rotten system don't try to milk this situation with their disgusting chai pani and under-the-table dealings to get approvals and disburse monies. Behind the scenes, Air India's hull and liability insurers are preparing a claim running into 400 crore rupees as per sources. Did you know that under the Montreal Convention and Indian liability rules, each victim's next of kin is entitled to at least 1.5 to about 1.85 crore in lawful compensation, meaning these families will receive additional payouts beyond the ex gratia amounts of 1 crore and 25 lakhs that are being paid out of goodwill. In fact, we must all be aware that for international flights, airlines are strictly liable up to 1,13,100 rupees in special drawing rights or SDR per passenger, which is roughly around 1.3 crores in today's exchange rates. And this SDR is for the proven bodily injury or death regardless of anything else. One SDR is equal to 1.40 USD. To get this, the claimant must demonstrate airline negligence to recover additional amounts. And in this case, it should be very easy. Now, the crash has also reshaped the competitive landscape of the airlines. Indigo, Vistara, Emirates and British Airways have reported immediate jumps in long-haul bookings as passengers are rerouting away from Air India. What began as a tragic mechanical failure has become a reputational challenge for an airline that was only recently rebuilding under Tata's brand name. Now the big question is, if both the engines were brand new, how did both of them fail as soon as the flight took off, in just 40 seconds to be precise? While the investigation will determine whether stricter ground handling checks or more rigorous post-maintenance testing could have averted the crash, one thing is certain: when safety procedures are compromised, even the latest technology cannot protect lives. We'll keep covering every update on the AI 171 investigation, at least the ones that you need to know about, the final findings from the flight data and cockpit voice recorders, and how this event will influence aviation safety worldwide. If you found this information new and helpful, type down yes in the comments, and any other thoughts, remember, whatever is on your mind, drop it in the comments, and share this video with those who you think can benefit from this information. Thanks for watching all this far. Take care of yourself and those around you. Jai Hind.